Before we get into this, make sure to subscribe to the best non-league YouTuber of 2021. Help me get to 2.5k subscribers by Christmas Day. Today, I'm going to be ranking National League home fans in alphabetical order. No messing around, let's get into the first team. We're not, because I'm going to go through the categories. So we've got poor, okay, decent, great, and class. Class being the best and poor being the worst. Aldershot Town, I'm putting them in okay. Now, they average around 1,500 every home game. Not too much noise has been made. Obviously, they haven't been doing too well this season, so there's not really much to cheer about. In the past, it's been good, but this season I'm going to have to put them in okay. Altrincham, I've put them in okay as well. Now, they've got a good home following. The atmosphere-wise, I wouldn't say it's one that stands out in the league, but they get good numbers at home, and the atmosphere is alright, so I've obviously put them in okay. Barnet, I've put them in poor. Now, the atmosphere and the attendances this season have been really, really poor. It's understandable though with the start they had, they were doing shocking, but they're starting to slowly find their feet now, and hopefully they can get those attendances creeping back up, because they've been poor this season, averaging just over 1,000. They're a big club. They've been in the Football League a few years back, and they shouldn't be getting the attendances that they get. Boreham Wood, I've put them in poor. I don't think there's any other answer. Now, Boreham Wood, they can barely get 800 at home in a National League home game, but yet they're like third in the National League. But obviously, getting low numbers impacts the atmosphere. There's only one place to go, like I've said, it's poor. Boreham Wood, I think they're known for having one of the worst support in the league. Bromley, I've put them in okay. Now, they've got a good home support, like I've said in many other teams. Now, they get an average of around 1,700 a game. Atmosphere doesn't seem to be too good. I've seen they're after like a drummer, and they want to get the atmosphere building at Hayes Lane, but at this moment in time, I'm going to put Bromley in okay. Chesterfield, I've put them in class. Now, they've got really, really good support. You know, they're averaging just over 5,000 for every home game, whether it be against Grimsby or Altrincham. You know, they've got very good support. They make a good amount of noise as well. Top tier fans, class for Chesterfield. Dagenham and Redbridge, I've put them in okay. They average around 1,400 every home game in the National League, which is alright. They're not known for getting massive attendances. They're always around the 1,400 to 1,200 mark. The atmosphere does lack, unfortunately, which has moved them down into the okay category. Dover, I've put them in poor. Now, you know, the fans, obviously a few fans have been put off by the minus 12 point deduction and the current situation that's going on at Dover. They only get 1k plus. Well, they have only got 1k plus in 2 out of 11 home games this season. You know, the atmosphere isn't the worst, but I don't think they've done enough to get into that okay category. Eastleigh, I've put them in decent. Now, the issue with Eastleigh is they get good home attendances. You know, they're around the 2,000 mark every home game. They just don't create any atmosphere. And I think if they could create atmosphere, they could potentially sneak into the great category. But at this moment, I think Eastleigh are decent. Halifax Town, I've put them in decent now. Just under 2k is their average attendance per home game. But I think the atmosphere is alright at the Shea. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I've put them in decent. Grimsby Town, class. Do I really need to explain my choice on this one? Well, they've got great atmosphere, great attendances. The atmosphere gets Blundell Park rocking, and it's a fortress to go towards because of the fans. Grimsby, class fans. Kings Lynn, poor, and I think we expected this. Now, Lynn fans, they don't have much to cheer about at the minute, but they did beat Dover on the weekend. They average around 900 per home game, which is, it's alright. But yeah, Kings Lynn, I've put you in poor. Maidenhead United, okay. Now, they've got an alright following. 1,050 seems to be what they get when they aren't playing the bigger teams. When they are, like when Wrexham and stuff come to York Road, they get around 1,500 to 700. The atmosphere isn't great, so I've put them obviously in okay. Notts County, now I've put them in class. And I think I don't know if I should have put them in great or class, but I've put them in class just because, they've got great support. They're around, to be fair, the attendance to ground capacity ratio is very, very high. Yeah, it's a lovely ground. It's not good. I'm not going to dig into the atmosphere too much, as we know they're not really known for having good home atmosphere. The atmosphere obviously isn't there to match the good numbers they do get. Solihull Moors, poor. Now, obviously, it's a struggle for the Moors to get good crowds when you're surrounded by the big teams in the Midlands. The attendances are standard. They're like the minimum you'd expect for this league. But when we played them on the opening day of the season, it's a big game. Wrexham's first game, home National League game with fans under the new ownership. We brought a lot. I think there was more away fans than home fans. It was a poor attendance on behalf of the Solihull fans. Atmosphere, there isn't one, so Solihull, poor. Southend United, class. Now, they're consistently getting great numbers at home, considering they are 19th in the National League and the situation going on with Ron Martin. This is the definition of loyal fans. They stick loyal to their team. They're around 4,500 to 5,000 every home game at Roots Hall. Southend, there's only one place for them to go. Stockport County, class. Now, they average around 5,500 a home game, which is good for them. They've got a great set of fans, and I'm not really going to speak too much more on Stockport. They've got class fans and a great following at home. Torquay United, decent. Now, the atmosphere again for these, it's all right. Again, it's all right, but they've got good numbers, consistently getting 2K plus. The following is what has boosted them up to get into the decent category. But like I said, if we were basing them on atmosphere, I don't think they'd be indecent. Wealdstone. Now, I've put them in decent. This might shock you. The home fans, actually looking online and stuff and hearing from Wealdstone fans, the fans look quite good. They make a good set of noise, considering that the numbers they get. I think they're just over 1,000. If we were basing them on away fans, they'd be in the class tier or the great tier. They were a class at the racecourse. They've got a good set of fans. The numbers aren't really there, but I think the atmosphere is good at Grosvenor Vale. Weymouth, poor. Now, I'm not really too sure what to say on this. I'm not an expert on the Terrors, but they don't get the best crowds. Just under a K is what they're averaging, and I don't think they make too much noise either. So, not many fans plus not much noise gives you poor fans. Woking, I've put them in decent, and I think they've got a good set of fans. They're getting good consistent attendances of around 2,200. The fans sound good at home as well from what I've heard, so I'm going to put the Cardinals in decent. Wrexham, now class. There should be no other question about this. Consistently getting 8,000 plus. The numbers wise, we are by far the best in the league. We're getting attendances that are League One standard. We've got the best. I think that must be the best average attendance a team has had this way in the season. The atmosphere is definitely top three. Sometimes when we're playing lower teams, it does lack, but then again, it is still class. Yeovil Town, I've put them in great. Now, obviously, we know Yeovil, they've not had the best year on and off the pitch, but still, the fans are a credit to the club. They make a lot of noise at home, and away they were good, but we're not obviously doing away fans. Yeah, like I said, they make a good amount of noise in Huish Park, and they have got great fans. And they're one thing that they do have that they should be proud to have. They've got a good set of fans. So yeah, that does wrap up the video. Let me know in the comment section down below who you think has the best National League fans. Is it your likes of Grimsby? Is it Wrexham? Is it Yeovil? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in the video. Make sure as well to subscribe to the best non-league YouTuber. And I'll see you in another video. Take care.